All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. It is our Dream Makers Monday night call, and it is the week of Thanksgiving, and we are super excited and thankful for all of you, but even more excited for our very special guest that is with us tonight. One of my dearest friends ever, Jill Hellwig, is with us. For several of you, and I know for many of you that will be watching this later in a recording, you have heard her name, you have seen her writing and been inspired by her personally through either attending one of her courses or even when you participated in our Day of Impact. She's not only a speaker and a life coach and an author, but she is a mama to 4 amazing kiddos. 3 very busy boys, and I think even a busier girl. So she is always on her toes. And so we appreciate, Jill, you taking time away from your family tonight, which I see you're not in your home. You're not in your home right now.
We are at an office because our Wi-Fi, we have too many devices on our Wi-Fi for the callers on Zoom. So I don't like any phones, so we're good. Okay. So
I'm going to let her, she has all kinds of wonderful information to share with you. And so I'm going to just turn it over to her. We're recording, and Jill, the floor is yours.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Jen. And it's my pleasure to be here tonight. I'm so happy to be with you guys. Jen and I went to lunch the other day, and we just had such a great time catching up as friends. But then we got into coaching and all kinds of other things, and we just started talking about I guess a little bit of revelation that I had, and she was like, oh my gosh, I want you to share that with my team. So hopefully this will be an encouragement to you tonight. But I wanted to start out by asking you guys, because it is Thanksgiving week. So I think we should just for the people that are going to be watching it later, this doesn't apply, but for everyone who's live, tell me or Jen or write us in the chat what your favorite thing to cook is for Thanksgiving. Mine is my mom's sweet potato casserole. It's got those pecans that you pound down on it and tons of sugar. You guys are nodding. So I see you, Sheila. But it's a recipe that's been passed down from 3 generations, I think. So I guess that's my specialty. So what are y'all cooking for Thanksgiving? How about you, Jen? Are you cooking?
Hold on just a second. Sorry, Phil is trying to manage my space for me, and it's stressing me out a bit. No, I am not cooking. I have over the last several years taken over Christmas, which I don't know how that happens because that's even more work, right? With presents but all that. But I love it. I do love it. For Thanksgiving, we always go to my in-laws' house, but my sister-in-law is cooking for us this year, and which is very sweet. I don't know whether to be offended or not, but she was like, really, I have everything covered. I don't need you to bring a single thing. She goes, if you want to bring drinks and a dessert. So I don't know if I should be offended or not. Very thankful. Yes, I'm very thankful. But my kids love pepperoni bread, and that is a mango.
I love pepperoni bread. Oh, yes. Yum.
So that's a mango Italian thing, something that we have to have every year. And she wasn't going to make it, so we will be making pepperoni bread to bring. She may still be she may be like, oh, you weren't supposed to bring anything, but anyway.
Taking blocks before you eat the pepperoni bread.
Yes, lots of blocks. That's right.
What about you, Sheila?
I think our family favorite is the Jiffy corn mix scalloped corn.
Oh.
Very
I've never
good.
heard of that.
It's Jiffy corn mix and whole corn, cream style corn, and sour cream and eggs. It's our favorite.
So it's kind of like a cornbread casserole.
Yeah.
Yum.
Yep.
Sounds yummy. Ooh, somebody has something to say. I heard a little person. So cute.
I see Sherilyn's unmuted. What are you going to make for Thanksgiving, Sherilyn?
I only have to make pie and green bean casserole.
Oh,
that's super easy. We're going somewhere. Yeah, super easy.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Green bean casserole is one of the staples.
It is. That was requested, so I'm making that. And apple pie.
Yum.
Yummy.
Okay, well, for now, I want you guys to try to put Thanksgiving on hold if you can. And we're going to kind of like start early to prep our minds for 2018. A lot of people I've been talking to have already started preparing. This is a little bit different year. There's just so much momentum. Everybody's, thinking about their goals already. And as a coach, that's awesome because, we are always trying to pull these out of people, but it seems like people are pushing me more to help them with that. So I'm going to start sharing my screen because I want to help get you ready for 2018 to make it the best year that you've ever had. And let's see if I can get my PowerPoint up here. So I want you to think back to what was your best year that you've ever had. Maybe just jot down a couple of notes. What was it that made that so great? And I want you to think about your Plexus business and think about the best year or maybe the best month that you've ever had. And what was it that made that month or that year great? And I don't want you to get to the end of 2018 without saying this, which is what a lot of people have said to me over the years, which my goal for 2018 is to accomplish all the things I should have done in 2017 that I should have done in 2016 because I made a promise to myself in 2015 that I planned on keeping in 2014. So has that ever been what your year's been like? And I can tell you for me, 2017 has been a little bit like this. I started teaching goals like myself. I worked for Zig Ziglar for 14 years and I really started doing my own goals, setting my own goals like when I was 16. But I set goals every year and working for Zig Ziglar. And then I started teaching goals really about 2 years ago. And when I started teaching goals, I just knew that I wasn't going to be the kind of coach that wasn't going to do everything that I told the people in my classes to do. I want you guys, I want to be a model for, you all. But this year, what happened was I got sick and I had to have surgery in January. And that kind of threw a loop in my goals for the whole year. So I don't know if you've had the best year you've ever had in 2017, or maybe if you've had like a stall or you feel a little stuck personally or in your business, or maybe you just felt like you never got any momentum, which is kind of how I felt this year. No matter where you are in the process, you can start 2018 fresh. And so there's 4 questions that I want to ask you as we get started. And this is just going to give you some thoughts to take with you. And I'm going to send this slide deck to Jen so that she can send it out to you guys later. But here's the question. What do you want to become? And how are you going to become that person? And then who does your customer want to be? And how are you going to help your customer become who they want to be? So who do you want to become? I know for me, I want to become a published author again. I want to become a happy mom. I want to become, a whole lot of things. What do you want to become? And how are you going to do that? I know it's not going to just happen. It's something that we have to diligently work toward. So how are we going to do it? And then who does our customer want to be? And how are we going to help our customers be that? So those are the 4 questions we're going to answer. So who are our customers? Well, our customers are not just the people that buy from us, but they're also, if you want to think about internal customers for our own personal development, they're our family, they're our friends, they're the people that we're on this call with, our upline, our downline, everybody, and then they're our customers as well. All of those people are our customers. And everyone, this is information from Mr. Ziglar. He studied for really 30 years, all of the qualities that people wanted to have in success and how we move in life, because our journey in life is never stagnant. So I want you to know that failure is an event. It's not a person. Yesterday really did end last night. Today's a brand new day. And every day is just like that. We get to start fresh. And that's why my company is called Brand New You Coaching, because every morning we have a new chance to start fresh. We don't have to wait until the new year. So in our life, we move from survival to stability, to success, and to significance. And then after significance, we even move to a whole nother level, which is legacy. And Jen and I were talking when we had lunch, and we were like, my husband was asking me, well, why do you even do the classes that you do? We were just kind of comparing notes on some things, and he's like, why do you, like, for example, tonight, why do you get up, go 30 miles across town and do like a 30-minute webinar? Like, why do you do that? He wants to know my why. And so I told him about this, which triggered, I was telling Jen this story, which triggered this message, which is, all of us in our life, we don't want to just stay at a level of survival. What about you guys? I know I don't. So, and we don't want to just, once we get past that survival mode, we don't want to just stay stable, right? We want to move beyond that. We want to be successful. We want to be significant, but even more than that, we want to have legacy. So I want you to kind of think in your mind about right now what you want your legacy to be. When you pass away, I know it's kind of a morbid thought, but what do you want people to say about you at your funeral? What do you want them to have learned from you? What do you want them to have seen or to have seen you model? What do you want them to have caught from you? And I know my picture of legacy is, I was telling Jen, I just kind of have this picture in my mind of my husband and I when we're both really old, and we're sitting like in this beautiful atmosphere with maybe like a beach behind us or like this beautiful green landscape. And the two of us are sitting in a chair, and all around us are our grandkids and our kids. And, we all look happy and healthy and reasonably prosperous. We all look secure. We all have peace of mind. We feel loved. We love. And that's my picture of legacy. It's like everything that I have inside me that's been given to me by my mentors. I want by my parents, by Zig Ziglar, by all the wonderful people I've had a chance to meet, my friends like Jen. I want everything inside me to be transferred into my kids. Do you guys want that too? So how do we get there? Because like, what is our why? If we, maybe we didn't have the best year, or maybe we've had the greatest year, but we're just stuck and we want to go to the next level with Plexus. We want to get to that next place. What is it that we have to do, right, to get there? It's not going to just happen. We need to know that picture in our mind is worth working for. And I say this little quote, it's, are you working tenaciously even to a fault? And it's like, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to shut up. I'm not going to quit up until I'm taken up, right? So we want to move from survival to stability to success to significance. And so the way that you'll know if you're moving out of survival mode is that you determine that you want to be, and you want to put a plan in place to become the person that you want to be. So that first question you ask, what do I want to become? You have to get out of survival. You have to have a plan in place to become that person. And that moves you into stability. And then from stability, you move to success by preparing and doing the things necessary. You can't just say it. And I'm saying this to myself. We have to do the things that we need to do every day to become the person that we want to be. We want to move from stability to success. And success, this is a definition of success, because, you know, a lot of the times I get like these thoughts in my mind, oh, I don't even know what success means, and I don't want to be, quote, successful. So maybe to you it's like up-ranking in Plexus, or maybe it's you know, a certain paycheck every month, or maybe it's being able to take care of your kids. I don't know what your thing is, but the way that Mr. Ziegler defined it is success is the maximum utilization of the skills that you've been given. So if you think about it that way, it's like you've been given all these talents that you were born with. And if you want to be successful, you're going to not just bury your talent, but you're going to learn the things that make you great and make you unique, and you're going to use those. So with your Plexus business, I just want to encourage you to just, you know, take the Strengths Finder profile, learn about you. If you want to go deeper into that, we can talk about that, but you just really need to pull out all the skills and all the talents that you can use to become the absolute best leader and best Plexus ambassador that you can be. So how do we move from, does anybody have any questions on that?
Y'all unmute yourself if you do. I just want to say, I want to reiterate how important it is when you know all the right things to do, but you're not doing them. Bringing in something or someone as a catalyst is crucial to get you activated. I know Jill and I worked together for 6 months, and I feel like I made lots of progress. Maybe not progress that you all saw, because we really didn't work on my Plexus business. That was something actually that we was kind of on the side, and she monitored and held me accountable for some things, but really was just my own personal journey of what I know that God's called me to do and to make happen. And I can tell you, just like I was even just thinking about it today, and I'll be quiet, but just like you have to add an activator in order for bread to rise, you have all of the key ingredients within you, but without that yeast, you are not going to grow. You will not become what you need to in preparation to be used as you were created to be used. And so I feel like this is just so important to really grasp and then take to the next level. And this isn't a plug necessarily for Jill, but she was that for me. And I challenge each of you to find that in someone or something to help activate you to grow. So that's all.
That's good. I love that. The yeast. That's really cool. Because in order for us to achieve success, like the maximum utilization of what we are, first of all, we need to know who we are. And sometimes it's hard for us to even know that. Somebody else has to pull that out of us. A good friend does that, you know, a good parent, a mentor. So get around people that for sure are pulling that out of you and are helping you move from stability to success. We don't want to just, you know, pay our bills every month or be able to like just meet the minimum, right? We want to like blow it up and actually utilize all the skills that we have. And we do that by doing the things necessary. So sometimes we need somebody else to come and take a look and help us. Okay, this is where you might need to make just a few little tweaks. It may not even be a big thing that you're doing. It might just be a little tweak that you need to make. So once we move from success to significant, or stability to success, then we want to move from success to significance. And I personally, I love selling. I've been selling since I was 9 years old, 8 years old. I don't know, maybe 4 years old. Who knows? But I used to knock on all the doors in the neighborhood, and I wanted to win all the awards. And it was seriously like, I think I was born to sell. Now, I know a lot of you were not born to sell. You hate the word sales. It's like even sale is like a 4-letter word to you. But really all sales is it's doing something for someone. It's not doing something to someone. And it's doing something with someone. So as you're building your Plexus business, really, I think that you have the opportunity to have so much significance. And it's just, you know, that this might be your why. Maybe, you know, in life, you've had a measure of success in your other career or as a parent or, you know, whatever it is you've done. But it gives you an opportunity to be able to give back, because what significance is, it's when you help your customer become who they want to be, that's when you can expect to have success and significance. And doesn't that feel amazing? Like, I love reading all your success stories about Plexus, because you are really truly helping people become who they want to be. You know, I lost 40 pounds before I did my surgery. I lost 40 pounds the year before that, 2016. And I can tell you that losing weight made me so much more alive and so much more who I really am. And you guys know that yourselves. You know the story of like your own weight loss journey and how Plexus helped you, and just, you know, keeping you from a leaky gut and keeping you from being not having energy and being addicted to sugar and all of those things. So what you're doing, I just want you to know, is significant. And so what's your why? So I want to ask you that again. And here's a picture of my family now, and just so that you guys can kind of see who I am. But this is like what's going to become. What is your family going to become? And so I want to help you just get started and be more productive to start your year off great in 2018, and just help you have a new level of clarity, a new level of focus. So I want to ask you, I guess we've got a few people left on the call. What do you see as your why? And I really want to open this up to question and answer, so that anything that we've talked about, we can, you know, just talk a little bit more about, go a little deeper.
Who's going to start? Who wants to share their why?
I can start. I am brand spanking new to Plexus, actually about 6 weeks into taking products, and I have already had remarkable results. What motivated me to try Plexus was I have an undiagnosed autoimmune condition. And for 14 months in 2015, I couldn't even walk without a cane. And I was in extreme pain every day. I had chronic fatigue. I started to look for answers outside of Western medicine because doctors couldn't help me. They couldn't tell me what was wrong. Just that something was wrong. They just didn't know what it was. So I started looking for answers myself. I completely detoxified my house. I had modified my diet a little bit prior to this, so I got really serious about my diet. Unfortunately, I was still gaining weight because of all the pharmaceuticals I was on. I could not get my weight under control. And I gained 25 pounds in the 3 years that I was sick. In the 6 weeks I have been using Plexus, I've lost 10. And that scale wasn't moving prior to that. The other thing that was really significant for me was I am off all my medication. I am pain-free. My chronic fatigue is gone. I wasn't looking for anything else, business-wise or anything like that, but I couldn't not share Plexus. So that's the biggest thing for me, is I'm motivated to maintain my health, to heal my gut, and to share this with as many people as I can.
That's so awesome. What an amazing testimony, an amazing story. So you're completely healed of what you were experiencing, the symptoms that you had before?
Who knows? Right now I'm 6 months, no symptoms.
Wow.
So, well, I can't say 6 months. I've been 6 months with no extreme pain, no weakness in the legs that I can't walk. I could still get around. I have been completely symptom free though within a few weeks of taking Plexus products. I don't even need to take any over-the-counter medication for pain. And the chronic fatigue I noticed was gone within 3 weeks. And this was something by noon, I needed a nap. And it was horrible. I think it was the process of applying for disability benefits because I didn't think I could work. I have a music studio, and it was hard to get through the day. And now I don't feel that. I've actually increased my students, and I'm busier than ever, and I feel fantastic.
That's awesome. Congratulations. That's so great. So now you just need the plan of how to put your sales into action. Is that where you are now?
Yeah, I think I'm just
How to build your business.
I'm going through my list and making contacts. Last week was actually a very slow week for me as far as Plexus business goes. So I spent a good solid hour today just making new contacts. And then I followed up with some people that needed some following up with. And I'm just bound and determined I'm going to get Plexus into the ears and hands of every person I know.
That's so awesome. I think that's the reason why Jen and I did this. It's like, you know, when you kind of, some people have been in longer, or when you're brand new, it's like sometimes you can get stuck. But when you constantly go back to this story of where you were before and how you felt before, and you put yourself back in that situation, you are going to be continually motivated to keep building and keep sharing. And I think that level of significance is going to be a big part of your legacy. You know, it's really going to rewrite the story for your children and your children's children.
Yeah, and I love that it motivates those who have maybe been around for a while, who have a story, but the story was written a while ago. And so to hear Andrea's story and to be motivated and know, yes, our products are this amazing. They can take, if Monique hadn't shared, who then shared with, I don't even know who your upline is directly, Andrea. Sorry, I apologize. Andrea's in Canada with our ever-growing Canadians. And so they are on the cutting edge of everything just being wide open to them, which is so, so exciting. But to realize if somebody had not shared, Andrea would not have had those products and she would still have a walker and be in pain. That should be enough. And maybe it doesn't motivate everyone, but it sure motivates me to go, even if that's not my story, your story reignites a fire in me to say, I'm not done. There's people out there. I don't know who they are, but there are people that I need to share with because this could be the key for them, just like it was for you.
There's another Andrea out there who's, feeling badly every day. Who's just waiting to meet you.
Super cool.
Anybody else want to share what their why is or their legacy that they're reaching for?
I'll share mine. I've been part of Plexus for 4 years and love every one of the products. And I had a kind of a setback this year with health. I went to the Plexus convention and had a heart attack. And I'm a 60-year-old grandmother with 4 grandchildren. And so my why changed completely because I want to be around for many, many, many years to enjoy them. So I am an advocate in speaking up on Plexus so it will help people enjoy their grandchildren for many years.
Nah, you need a tagline with that, Sheila. That's awesome. Your grandkids will thank you.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I want to help you. One of the things we say is we never give you a promise without giving you a plan. And we want you to be the right person so you can do the right things and so you can have the things you want in life. We can't just have things unless we're first the right person and second we do the right things. So I teach a class in January. It's the 13th. That's a 40-day goals transformation class. We'll actually have a Zoom. If you want to attend that class, it's a 4-hour class. What we do is we go through the 7-step goal setting process and we help you focus on your big goals. But then what we also do is we really help you stay content every day. So that's like the, the whole thing, the balance there is what are the little things you have to do and be happy with every single day so that you're productive to get to your big goals. And it gives you a lot of clarity and a lot of focus. So the first thing is I want to leave you with is where to start. And this is like the pre-work that we do in our Grow with Goals class for all the people. But I really want you guys to have this now. And you just pull out a sheet of paper and you just take it and you call it your dream list. And you really, these are like big, crazy, audacious dreams that you might not even have ever verbalized before. They're things that, you might think are useless and meaningless and maybe not significant, but they really are things that matter to you. And you just write at the top of your page, dream list. And then under that, everything I want to be, everything I want to do, and everything I want to have. So a lot of the times people just write down what they want to do and what they want to have. They don't always write down what I want to be. And that's the part of moving from stability from survival, stability, success, significance, legacy. We want to be the right thing also. So it may not, like Jen said, you may not be able to see everything that she worked on, but I know she feels it in her spirit because she's being that, and there's just so much peace and so much joy in that. So take some time over, the next month before the holidays or in the midst of all the craziness, and buy yourself a new journal for the year and just start the first page of that journal, everything I want to be, do, and have. And then give yourself, time to fill that out, and then wait 48 hours. And then after that 48 hours, you're going to look at that list and you're going to ask why. Why do I want to be, do, and have that? And you're going to just start to look at that and say, okay, now does that align with the why that I told Jill on this webinar and that I told Jen, and I'd love it if all of you guys would send Jen maybe a picture of your why or do a vision board of your why. Everybody likes to do it different ways. I just showed you my picture, and the other picture of my family that I have is in my mind. I was thinking, oh, I need to get a PowerPoint of a family, that's older and grown and all that. But then I thought about it and I'm like, it's just this beautiful picture in my mind. I don't even almost want to share that, but whatever it is that you have to make that just indelibly imprinted in your mind, whether it's something you put up on your screen or put in a journal, and send it to Jen. And then ask yourself on your list, everything I want to be, do, and have, does that get me to that big why? Do those things that I have written here, are they going to help me get to that legacy that I want? And if you want to, go even deeper on the plan, we would love to have you in our class. We're doing like some big Black Friday specials. The class is normally $197, and if you go to our website, brandnewyou.org, we're going to do some Black Friday specials. You just have to subscribe to the mailing list, or send me your email right now. You can email me, Jill, at brandnew.org, and I will email you a free report, the 7 ways to get unstuck, and then I'll also email you the code for the Black Friday special. So if you go to one of our classes, it's 118, 2 is 218. We're doing all this 2018 special. But do you have any questions about how to set goals and what to do for this coming year to start out? This is one of my favorite quotes from Zig. If you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you're determined to learn, no one can stop you. I think I shared that at the last Plexus event that we did. But
okay.
If you want to be the right person, you're probably going to have to learn some things along the way this year.
I love it. So good.
I think our 30 minutes is almost up, so I want to respect that.
Thank you.
We'll have
anybody have a question?
Let's
Are
go
you
back
sure?
So are you guys going to write out your why and send it to Jen?
Stop sharing the screen so we can get everyone back on.
Okay, Phil said if you don't mind, if you'll stop sharing the screen, then we'll have everybody's face on all at once. They maybe will feel pressured to ask a question.
Okay.
If they see them all staring at us.
Okay.
But yes, I do want you guys to send your whys to me, for sure.
There we go. Exit full screen. Perfect. Perfect. Okay.
I think it's important to be reminded, because I think we all think that we know what our why is, but then, like you said, I love what you said, and you've said this to me before, but finding that peace and contentment day by day. When you don't find that peace and contentment, then you start to push everything down that you think or thought you were supposed to do or wanted to do, but haven't done yet. And then you start drawing contempt around that image or that why, or you start feeling like, well, maybe that wasn't for me. Maybe I wasn't intended to do that. And so I think we consciously push away our why. So I think it's so important to remember what that is and keep it at the forefront. And when you're accountable by sharing it, then somebody that loves you and cares about you is also helping you remember what it is that you were created to do.
Yes.
I have a question about goals.
Yeah.
Do you find is there an ideal number as far as personal and business, for a year that would be reasonable?
Yeah, when you do your everything I want to be, do, and have list, I like to break my goals into different areas of life. So I use the Wheel of Life, which was Zig Ziglar's wheel, and there's 7 different areas where you're going to want to break down your goals. So it's spiritual, personal, family, mental, career, and financial. So you're gonna, by the way, if you register for the class, you get this book of mine. It's the whole Grow with Goals book, and it talks about like every spoke of the wheel and how to achieve goals in that area. Like here's the physical spoke of the wheel we talked a little bit about. But so to answer your question, if you're working on like maybe one goal in each one of those areas, or if you're really out of balance, like say in your physical, you might want to spend more time working on your physical and have like 2 or 3 goals in that area. But what we like to say is not to really have any more than 4 goals that you're working on at once. So you might have, let's say you have like 10 goals that you want to accomplish this year, or maybe even 20 goals. And some are going to be, you guys have heard this probably before. Some are going to be long-term. Some are going to be intermediate. Some are going to be short-term. You want to mix it up. And so the long-term goals keep you like really excited about the future and keep you, jazzed. But you got to have the short-term goals if you're going to get to the long-term goals. So out of your 4, you might want to have, 2 short-term, 1 intermediate, and 1 long-term that you're working on at any given time, and use the ones that you need the most help in the spoke of the wheel. Set the goal for the spoke of the wheel that's the most out of balance. Does that help? How many do you normally work on at a time?
Like 3. I try to do 3. Usually a physical one. Like I try to work out every other day. I try to do my IPAs every day, like have a power hour, but that gets pushed away by other people's stuff. So.
Yes. So that's, one of those things that if you have your 4 goals, the way I do it is I work on 4 goals every week. So I take every Sunday afternoon to look at what 4 goals I'm going to have on that week, and they're non-negotiables, but that doesn't always happen when you get sick or, you have issues and you're back in survival mode or stability mode. But when you're in success and significance mode, you just are non-negotiable. And once you know what your goals are, makes it a lot easier to say no to things that aren't as important. Your calendar is already full because you made it full with your own priorities. instead of everyone else's priorities.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good advice. Great advice. Anybody else? It's 8:40. I want to be cognizant of Jill's time as well. Here, I know it's later in PA and Florida and all
have
over the
time in
place.
the world, so if you guys have more questions, it's just up to you guys.
Awesome. Thank you. Anybody? Okay. Well, my children are trying to poke in. I think they see Aunt Jill on the screen. You can say hi, Riley. It's okay.
I need to call them in.
For sure. But we just thank you so much. This information was so helpful. Every time I hear you, every time you talk about this, there's something new that jumps out to me. And for those of you who are sitting there kind of like, oh, this was so good, please access Jill, reach out to her. She gave us the information, but I will be reposting it on our team page for you, so you have that. brandnewyou.com. It's brand new you, right? Or A?
It's brand new, the letter U for university, and it's .org.
.org, sorry. .org. So make sure and really avail yourself. I have been to several of her classes. I'm going to her Grow with Goals in January. So helpful in keeping you on track, just like, and then her coaching as well, knowing that you can utilize her as a coach. And she does these Zoom meetings as well if you're not local. Now we have met, and I've loved getting together and being together in proximity, but it does work whether you're accessing it through social media or through the web series or whatever. What else? I've got all this noise going on and I'm distracted. Yes, hands in my face, doing this, slurping.
Awesome 2018. Are you guys ready?
Yes, we are ready for an amazing 2018.
I know y'all are because you're on this call.
That's right.
If it's recorded. So
yes,
they are ready, Jen. Y'all are
ready.
Yes.
For sure. And